Welcome to Trailer Teardowns, where we take a trailer and discuss the nuances within a trailer that makes us want to see it or take a hard pass. I'm one of your hosts, Evan Bass-Seisel, with co-host Angel Acevedo, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing an end-of-year wrap. Angel?
Evan.
That's
Yes.
me. I'm sending it to you. Sending it to
Send it
you.
to me. Yeah, we're doing our first end of year wrap. We've done 35 episodes over the past year, and figured let's maybe do a recap on what we've watched and liked and didn't like, and
I'm excited.
put together a little top three list and or two, and just talk about what the trailers we've done and all of that. Maybe what we're excited for 2026. So yeah, we've done 35 episodes. What how do you think it's gone? I know you were out for a bit.
I was out for some of them.
But
Yeah,
we
I think
did
it's been
35 episodes,
Mhm.
and we covered 52 movie trailers, teasers across 35 episodes. We've done 4 quick takes episodes, which
Yep.
were, we did like 5 trailers in each of those.
I still have
And
not seen Popeye the Slayer Man, which I think was in one of our first quick takes, but I really want to not watch it, but watch it.
Well, you said you'd skip it, understandably. So yeah, we've done 4 of those, and then we even did our a streamers only episode where we just dissected 3 movies for the streamers. So yeah, I think we covered a lot, wide range of genres and big summer blockbusters. We've done a lot of more of the smaller movies that maybe listeners may not have heard of. So maybe
Yep.
hopefully that kind of got them interested in seeing those. So got some stats here. And I put together the genres for all of these movies that we've done, and I pulled them off like boxofficemojo.com and just copied and pasted. Nowadays is like there's no like one genre
It's
per
like,
movie.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
there's
as many hashtags as they can fit in to get those viewers to think that they want to see the movie.
exactly. And for me, I kind of like typically think of like, oh, this falls in this genre bucket, and when I don't know, think about it.
I mean, but we had that conversation with Hard Eyes, right? Of like what
Mhm.
genre did that fall under? We were
Yeah, I
having a
know.
debate on just even figuring it out.
I know. Yeah, not right now. It's like there's really no like one genre for a movie. I mean, there are some that are just like, okay, it's just a comedy, or this is just a genre, a drama. So like when I tallied these up and I broke them down by what you would find at Blockbuster is like, these are the action movies, these are
For
the
those
comedy dramas,
listening,
horror.
Blockbuster used to be a brick and mortar place where you could rent a DVD or a
Or
VHS tape. They don't
VHS
exist
originally.
anymore. But go ahead.
So yeah, I broke them down like that, and so like when I got the numbers, I'm like, oh, this I is actually surprising. Tell me which genre you think we did the most
The
of.
most of?
I don't know if you saw the Google sheet. So
No, I didn't. I didn't look at it. This is
Okay.
I'm going in blind.
Okay.
I know we did a lot of kind of horror, but I would say like action would be the top one. Action followed by maybe comedy and then horror.
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, those are actually the top 3, but not in
Yes.
order. So again, this skews again because like one movie they classified it to be like 4 different genres in one. So like the tally
Yep.
includes all that. So whatever. So comedy was tallied at to 21,
Okay.
followed by action with 18 titles, and then horror with 17.
Interesting.
And so yeah, examples of like, Hard Eyes that was classified as a comedy, horror, mystery, romance.
Yeah.
Also, let's see, I Don't Understand You, comedy, horror. I
Interesting,
personally would
yeah.
not. I didn't see the movie, but from seeing the trailer, I wouldn't have classified it as
It's
horror.
Yeah. It seems more
So-
comedy. New
Like if you were to
genre.
go into Blockbuster, you would find that in the comedy section. Heart Eyes,
If you
you'd find
went
that
into
in the
Blockbuster,
horror.
you'd be traveling back in time, though. So
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's interesting that like
Yeah.
movies are just like cover a lot, but like some were just specific drama, like Eric LaRue. I don't know if you remember that trailer.
Yep.
that was just classified straight up drama.
Mhm.
So we covered a lot of films, and so we're here now, and I figured we'd do list out our top three favorite trailers teasers from the past year.
Mhm.
These don't necessarily need to be a movie that you have seen. For example, you could have said you skip it for a horror movie, but you really like the trailer.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
was pretty common for you, right? You skipped a lot of the horror movies, but maybe hey, you like the trailer a lot. So we'll list our top three there. We'll go reverse order, three, two, one. We'll go back and forth and discuss.
Yeah.
And then we'll name our catfished trailer, the trailer that we were really excited. We saw the trailer, we really liked it enough to like mark it as see it in theaters or stream it for you. But like ultimately, we were disappointed by the movie. So
And this
basically, the
this came
trailer.
out of me ranting about one that I thought I got essentially catfished on.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look forward. And we don't know, for the listeners, we haven't like shared each other's list, so we're going in sort of like blind and hearing what each of us are going to say. So basically, the Catfish trailer basically fooled you so bad into thinking the movie was going to be something different, and ultimately it wasn't.
Yep.
And then we'll list out a couple like honorable mentions, special awards that that each of us had, and then maybe talk about what we're excited to see in 2026. There are obviously trailers out now for 2026 movies. We haven't done any teardowns on those yet, but to come in the new year. But if there's something that you've seen for a 2026 movie you're excited about, we could talk about that. Or maybe of a movie that's coming out in 2026, but there is no trailer for it that you're like, oh, I'm excited to see that trailer. So you can list that, talk about that as well.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna overlap in our top three? And if so, how many?
Oh,
Or
good
not at
question.
all?
Let's see. Like potentially, I don't know if these numbers will play into it. So like I did a further breakdown on some metrics, just our own personal recaps. So over the 35 episodes, I tore down 50 of them. There were two episodes that I was not able to participate in, The Sweet Idleness and
And
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four. Yep.
So I did 50 of the trailers out of 52. Of those, I said I'd see 24 of those in theaters. I
But even
said
though you've seen 50 of them in theaters, though.
no, no,
No, I'm
no,
just
no,
kidding. I'm
no.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Uh,
No. But I remember we were like going through earlier with a count, and you're like, "Oh, well, I said I'd stream that, but I did see
oh
it in
yeah, well there
theaters."
were some
Oh,
of
this
those
one.
where I ultimately pivoted, but there were some that I said theaters, but I didn't get to it for
What?
whatever reason. Like Tron, I wanted to see
Yeah.
Tron Ares, and the movie bombed so badly it just escaped theaters really quickly, unfortunately, and I didn't get scheduled in a line there. For stream it, I said I would stream 18, so that's pretty close in terms of theaters versus stream it, and then 7 of them I said flat out I'd skip.
Okay.
For you did 37 trailers,
Okay.
7 of which you said you would see in theaters, 19 you would stream it, 6 were if nothing else was on you'd watch, and then 5 skip.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's some interesting numbers there.
And
You
you
had
had
less
zero, if nothing else, on.
No, because I didn't.
Yeah,
I
that's not
didn't
your
like.
thing. No. Yeah.
Not my thing. But it's interesting though, and again, you do have a smaller percentage
Yeah.
of the ones you did, but surprisingly, you said skip for 5, versus my 7. But again, I'd watched more, so that's just out there.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious. Based on that, I don't know. I feel like we'd probably hit one. We'll probably have like one trailer that
I'm
is
excited.
going to be
Yeah.
on our top 3 list, and so
I want
without further-
you go first. You go first for your number 3.
Oh no, you go first. I already
No.
I've just
What?
been talking. No, I've just been babbling on a lot. I need a break.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all right.
So
So top 3 trailers. List your number 3,
yep.
and we can reference what episode it was. I have that up here. So
Okay.
we're like, oh, let me
so
go
this
listen to it.
this was really hard, I gotta say. I mean, it's a lot of fun to try and
Mm-hmm.
figure it out, and I'm sure it'll, ask me a different day and it'll change. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought about this for the last number of days and came to this. So my number 3
Favorite top
top,
trailer.
top
of the year.
trailer Superman 2025.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So I also saw it,
Hmm.
watched it, and to me it was almost like a reverse Catfish. Like I enjoyed the trailer and it had me, or the teaser. No, it was right. No, it was the trailer. I
It
guess
it was
it was
classified as a
classified as a
teaser
teaser.
trailer.
Okay,
So
so yeah, so the teaser trailer, I enjoyed the teaser trailer, what it presented, and then when I saw the movie, I realized how smart the editing of the trailer was, because you like, it's not giving away because it's like opening of the movie. The We talked a lot about, Superman getting on the ground, and Super Dog appearing,
crypto.
and Crypto, yes, Crypto the Super Dog, and Patrick was not a big fan of it, and we kind of like talked about it, and we're like, and then in the actual movie, the comedy that like wasn't in the trailer that is so brilliant was immediately came out. Like they cut the trailer just before the comedy happened. So you don't know, and you were like, "Oh man, like this emotional thing." Or I guess not, they cut around it because they didn't cut right before, because you see part. But I think they did a really good job of showing one thing that was good, and then when you see it, the scenes actually play out, it was like a step up for me.
Hmm.
And so it's number 3 because I enjoyed the trailer in and of itself. We talked about the all the different aspects of it, from the song choice, where it's a nod to the original, but with the electric guitar, that it just sort of like, you've got the reminiscence, and it leaned into some of that, but it leaned into some new things. And then it also presented stuff of like, the engineer, which I thought from the teaser trailer was going to be kind of hidden, is not hidden at all. Like she's right up in it. But yeah, I just thought they did a good job of pulling things from different places, but also leaving huge pieces of the actual story out that still intrigued you to come in. And that some of the fight sequence stuff that they did show, the action, was actually not even big action stuff. It was like minor stuff, but it looked big in the trailer.
Hmm.
So that's why it was my number 3. Why
Cool.
it made my top 3.
Cool. Cool. Similarly, like my top three was hard to put together.
Mm-hmm.
Any given day, like another day, I would probably could like reverse them all and mix them up,
Yep.
and they'd still like work for me. Ultimately, decided my top three all have a very similar theme to them.
They
Um,
all star Paul Rudd. We did a lot
Only
of Paul
two
Rudd movies.
we did with Anaconda. Now, yeah, that's three. We did three Paul Rudds. We did Anaconda, Death of a Unicorn,
Mm-hmm.
and Friendship. I think he and Pedro Pascal were neck and neck. I guess I should have done a breakdown on like which actor or actress was featured the most across our episodes. Anyways, so my number three is Weapons. Zach
Okay.
Kreger's Weapons.
Okay.
This one is this was the first trailer going in. I before this trailer came out, I was already like had strong interest in it, so I was like looking forward to the trailer coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Little was known about the movie, but I was excited to see it. And the trailer came out, and it was a banger. It's a full trailer, but it's one of these ones where it's like, wow, it's like perfectly put together, because even though it's a full trailer, you have no idea what's going on. There's a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of setup. It's sort of like, hey, this town had 17, I think it's 17 kids disappear in the middle of the night, no reason why. So that's like the conceit right there. And then it's just like this slow build up of what's going on. You're seeing these different characters. There's a teacher, there's a dad, and it's just like perfectly designed. It doesn't give anything away
Mm-hmm.
for like a full trailer, and it just like sets you up for like what is going on. What are all these images? It has great creep factor in it, with when the teacher walks into the classroom and the kids are in there with their head down at night,
Mm-hmm.
and then the kid brings his head up, and you're like, that's when all hell breaks loose. And that in that trailer, he looks up, he's got like this Patrick, I remember Patrick called it Joker face, and then it's just a montage, this fast-paced montage with this great music and the great editing of just like creepy visual images. You have kids running around with their arms out. You have a woman stabbing her face. It's just sitting at a table, just stabbing her face. There's this shot of like this black goo getting poured on to somebody. There's just like all this. It's just kind of chaotic, and you're like, what is going on? It's just like it's perfect. And the way, this is not a movie based on IP,
Mm-hmm.
so. And I noticed a trend across some of the trailers that we did over the year, and the way it presented the title, like
Mm-hmm.
it did it for impact to sort of remind and tell you, the audience, this is the name of the movie, Weapons. They spell out the title through in that last montage, slowly letter by letter, to tell you this is the movie. It's called Weapons, and then they obviously show that full title again at the end to remind you. And I think it's very effective, especially when it's something not based on any IP. You're like, oh, it's not like Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, I know Freddy,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
So I thought that was well done, and it ends the way it ends. It sort of goes against the norm of like horror trailers or thriller trailers. It ends with like this shot of at night of this door of this house, like it slowly opens and it's just like pitch black inside the doorway. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. But in another movie, that would be where like the ghost or the monster just jumps out or anything, but
Yeah.
like it doesn't.
It
Nothing
like
happens.
it leaves you wanting to know. It leaves you
And it
like,
puts you
wait,
on edge.
oh, like
Yeah,
it's,
it puts you
yeah.
on edge, and it holds it just a little bit longer than it I feel like it would normally would,
Mm-hmm.
and it just ends, and then you got the title, the title design, very simple, all capital letters. Like, it's got this red, it almost faded, not soft. It has this not faded, like this soft look to it on the text.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that. It's like, okay, I'm sold. I don't need to see anymore. That's why it's like my number three, and it was one of my favorite movies of the year. So,
Okay.
all right,
Nice.
what's your
My
number
number
two?
two, my number two is Mickey 17. I really liked it because it, even though it is based on IP, it based on a book. I didn't know that, and originally before we started doing the episode, but it just was like a really cool and creative idea, and the selection of both, like immediately you understanding how he got into it and that he's kind of an idiot, was really fun. To like, you're going with the character. They like told the story even within the time frame of the trailer, and then you got a lot of things that, like, we had so many fun tangents on that trailer, just being like, okay, so which one's Mickey 17? Like, which one's the duplicate of the other? Okay, like, how are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Like, they just played around with a lot of really fun visuals that it made me want to see the movie. And also, even though it sort of gave a lot of the story, when I was watching the movie, at no point was I like, I know what's happening here. I mean, I think we did one moment we were talking of like, oh, there's this giant egg, maybe. Like, what the heck is this? And like, oh, there's somebody in a bird suit. And then maybe they're rebelling. Like, some of the things we were guessing at were completely wrong. But it was kind of fun that a trailer made us like try and think about all of these things at the same time.
Mm.
And I think also, visually, we know from the director, they got a unique style that worked really well, and the music tied in. And I think they did a really good job of the beat structures, of the pacing of the trailer, where like some parts were a little bit longer at the beginning, and then it kind of sped up, and you got a lot of different things. And even though, it's like it's a trailer, they're not chronologically done. When I watched it, it was very satisfying to be like, oh, okay, this is from the trailer, and like, oh, that's interesting, they used it there. Now I understand how it sort of like falls into the whole thing. And it left out quite a number of things that are in the movie that when you see them in the movie, you're like, oh, cool, this is like nice addition that wasn't just a trailer that gave you everything because it had to.
Yeah.
And I also really enjoyed the movie. It made me think and rethink, not a life decision, but like, I previously, this is gonna be a weird TMI. Previously was like, if there's a technology to like download your brain into some kind of computer before I pass away in the future, like, try and use that technology. Just like so that I could possibly, live consciously through whatever. And there's a great movie in a great line, a quote in the film where like Mickey, I think 17 is talking to Mickey 18 or 16 talking to some whichever, and he's like, the moment that the next duplicate appeared, and and like I'm still in me, I realized when I die, that's it. Like the other cloning isn't the same person. It's a different consciousness. And I was like, oh crap. Like that's what's going to be true for downloading. If it downloads my consciousness, whatever the other thing, like it's not going to be me. I'm not going to know it. I'm not going to remember. It's just going to be something new.
Mm-hmm.
And that affected me. And that's what I like about the movie. I mean, separate from the trailer, but I just like, yeah. And I think the trailer did a good job of kind of, making us think when thinking about it and being intriguing.
Cool. That was a good trailer.
All right. What's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2. I'm basically is like pivoting between the two. So my number 2 favorite trailer of the year is actually a teaser. It's the companion teaser.
Okay.
Our which is our it was the first episode we did.
Mm-hmm.
We tore down companion. I literally had it as number 1, but then I just dropped it down to number 2. So I think this teaser is super awesome. It made me super excited to see the movie. Again, it's a similar theme to like weapons. It's like you see this trailer and you're like, what is this about? It's one that does not have, if I recall, any dialogue on screen. There's very little dialogue, any sort of like voiceover, and there is some like voiceover here and there. It's a great trailer in the sense that it starts out one way and you think it's going to be something, but then it just like the rug is pulled from you when you see Iris handcuffed
The hand
to the
burn.
chair.
Yeah.
No, not the hand burn.
Oh, yeah.
The
Sorry.
handcuff
The
to the
handcuffs.
chair,
Yeah.
because it's like it starts off like this, like, oh, like romantic dinner. It seems like it's going to be romantic comedy or romance, some sort of like romance movie. Even with like
With the
on-screen
score.
titles, the
Yeah.
score, the music. Actually, it's I forget what was the name of the song. But like even with the titles, it's like from the studio that brought you The Notebook, and and then it's like, oh, there's the turn. There's a girl handcuffed to the table, and then we dive in, and then the music sort of shifts, and they take that same cue, but then they slow it down for the rest of the movie, or like later on, like they stretch it out. It's like this, like I don't know what the effect is, but they basically slow down that song, and it just has like this weird
like drunk feel almost.
drunk feel, and it's just like like, oh, something's not right. And then we see a variety of images. You see someone in a car trying to break a window with her legs, and then you see there's a shot of a safe hidden in a wall with stacks of cash. There's a guy outside in a police uniform holding some like baton electric thing. There's just like a variety of just like these mixed images, someone getting stabbed in the neck. It's a tight close up, and then it just starts ratcheting up. The violence comes in, and I like the images that they show. They're just like one shot from like a mixture of scenes. It's not like played out like, it's like, here's 3 shots from one scene. Here's 3. It's just like image, and it builds up, and it closes. I like that it bookends with where we started at that dinner table. It ends with the character Iris. We didn't know the names of the characters at the time, but she's holding her arm over her flame, and you're like, what is going on? And like that, I think, is what hooks me.
And I think you have
really
like a single tear or something coming down her eye.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
There's a single tear, and you're like, what is going on? And I remember this was our first episode that we did, and it's like, what? Then we like really speculated what's going on. What does all this mean? And then I had theorized, I was like, oh, maybe she's like a droid, and then we questioned whether
an alien.
Makes
I think
sense.
there's like an alien thing because of the rain and hazmat suits. I think that also came
just
up.
like, what is that? And it was like, well, like we were questioning, like, oh, like, well, if she's a droid, why is she crying? Droids don't like have emotions in this sort of like the what we've seen in previous iterations of like other movies and whatever medium, like other stories
Yep.
that we've seen. It's like, oh, that doesn't make sense, but like, why is she holding that? So it was just like, it just raised a lot of questions, which I get excited about. Like, what is this? It teased me, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I think it did a really good job about it with it. And so that's why it's my number two.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. You ready for my number one?
I am. I'm gonna just say I've tried to guess.
You
So
guess. You guess. I'm gonna. Yep.
I guess, and it's hard to say. I mean, you're tricky because for me, I think these top three are movies. My top three are ones that are like I said I would see it in theaters because they got me so excited. They did a good job. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a trailer that you said the same thing, even though you may not have seen it in theaters. My guess,
What you got? What you got? What you guess?
I'm gonna say Sinners.
Ooh, that is a good choice.
Though, although, like, I don't know. Actually, no. Whatever. I guess wrong. Um. Oh, because you did say stream it. Because again, the horror. I forgot the horrorness of it all. All right. Whatever. What was your number
I
one
did.
favorite
So
trailer?
Sinners was definitely my top five, by the way, and like
Okay.
debating it. I'm gonna throw you for a real curve. You ready? Bring her back. I
Ah.
definitely won't see it, but I thought as a package, it was a really good trailer. The use of like different beats to reveal things, the on-screen text, and as it like how it revealed itself in different
hmm
ways. I remember you were like trying to decode something and had like written out different words and were almost like, oh, maybe there's some secret here. The
hmm
visuals, they had some, they had a moment that wasn't a jump scare that had me being like, oh hell no. Like hell no. And it's at that like the weird naked guy in the room kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like no, like this is gonna give me nightmares. Like you like in one single image, you did your job. But it built up and it also, the hands with the blood, like it had a lot of classic imagery, but completely in a new way. And the way the trailer was just pieced together, it felt like art. It felt
hmm
like, we had that debate of like art versus selling and it's an overlap, but I felt like they did the job of if this was my genre, I'd be like, I gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really know what's happening. I mean, you sort of know what's happening because like somebody bring her back, like literally somebody got brought back. But it felt different and it felt creepy and it had like kind of even ups and downs within the trailer that had me really fascinated and creeped out. I just thought no matter how good the movie ended up being, the trailer was really good. It was the first time I started really thinking about the on-screen text and how you could use that to add to the feel of a movie.
Yeah. This if we had a top five, this would totally be a top five for me as well. Yeah. Good teaser. All right. My number one.
I was gonna guess. See, I was gonna guess Sinners for you because I think we both really like that, and
Mhm.
if I recall, you really enjoyed the movie as well.
Mhm.
So that is what I would have gone, but I feel like you wouldn't have chosen that for mine if it was yours. So I don't know.
It's Sinners.
It is?
Mine is
Yes.
Sinners, yes. And that's the thing. I was like, I don't
No,
know
I
if
mean
you
it's
would
great. It's a
pick.
great trailer. It's a great trailer.
No,
Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, and I was between that and Companion. I was like, okay, Sinners was our third episode, and it's like I was, we had kicked this podcast off, and it was sort of getting me excited. I was like, these trailers are awesome. We should like do something with this. It's like, what is this movie going to be about? It's really cool, and
And
so
was it
that sort of was like these two trailers were sort of like the impetus of like, hey, let's do this podcast, and so like
mhm.
I feel like that's sort of why they're on my top three list.
Yeah.
And I pivoted between Sinners and Companion. I was like, oh, which one's number one? And last minute. And I think the reason why last minute on teaser on Companion, it does give you like a couple things. It does give away a couple things in the teaser. And not like oh my god, crucial. Like you don't know that Iris is a droid in the
Spoiler,
teaser.
except for that was in the poster and the
Yeah, exactly.
first
It gave it
official
the
trailer. So
poster and that unfortunately ruined it. But yeah, there's a couple moments where like, wow, this guy, someone gets killed, so you see like, okay, when you see that character get
mhm.
stabbed in the neck, so like that, I feel like ultimately just like brought it down. And I know it's tough. You want to put images out there to get people excited. Anyway, so that's why I think ultimately it brought it down to 2. For Sinners, it's classified as a trailer. It plays a lot like a teaser trailer to me. You don't know what's going
I
on.
mean, here's the thing. Like, I think we're classifying teasers as not giving too much away just
Mm.
because trailers these days do give too much away. I feel like every teaser, if they had a teaser that was 2 to 2.5 minutes long and that was it, it's probably the best trailer they have. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
you're,
I
yeah,
mean, I
anyway.
feel like the standard is like a teaser. Not every movie gets a teaser.
Hmm.
It's I think it depends on like the movie and like how far out they want to kick off the promotion cycle of it. So a lot of movies will have a teaser and then the trailer, and sometimes they'll have a second trailer and a variation of the first trailer. But anyway, so like this one, it's classified as a trailer. It sets up the world a bit, but you
Hmm.
still like don't really know what the plot's about. I mean, the plot. Have you seen the movie
I
yet?
haven't. I need to. I need to.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It's on my list.
not that
I
not that
watched
this is
Superman,
ruining it. Yeah,
but yeah,
not
yeah.
that this is a ruin it, but like in the trailer you watch, you don't know that like the twin brothers are putting together like a club. They're like opening up
Mm,
a club, and so you don't get that. Like that's sort of like the plot of the movie. Sort of like
interesting.
what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't get that. So that's I think so. The trailer is number one for me because it's edited very well. Like I love the sound design. Harping on the sound design. These top three for me all have like great sound design, great edits. It just has like I'd never heard any like that kind of like music before, and it was like
Hmm.
original music for the trailer. I don't recall if that's music that was pulled from the movie itself, but it's not like where they just took it from a stock library.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it had just like these like quick edits here that just like played with the beat,
I mean, it did similar to what
and
you're
just
saying.
like
Like the initial stuff was also a slow build because he's like sitting on that thing and his hands shaking, so he's clearly done something, and he's.
yeah, it just like they're like these like I don't know, not jump cuts, but just like really these like really flash frame edits in there, and
Yeah.
that happens throughout, and it builds up, and there's again very similar to like the companion teaser. There's just like images from different scenes and maybe sequences. They're not tied together to like help you fill in the blanks. So you're like, oh, what is this? And it's just like awesomely constructed. And I think this one really got me hyped up to see it. And I was like, I remember in our podcast episode, like, I don't need to see any more. I'm there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whereas like we've done some of these episodes where it's like, I maybe want to see the next one,
Interesting, because you saw more. How many of the companion trailers did you end up watching?
I did. I only saw the first one. When the
So the
second one
teaser
came
and
out,
then the first
yeah,
trailer.
I was like, all right, I don't want to watch anymore. So I didn't seek it out. Like I knew it
Yeah.
was out there, but I didn't see it. But there were like movies that we tore down that I was like, it was a teaser. I was like, I kind of want to see more. Like the Predator Badlands I
Hmm.
did with Patrick. We did the teaser, and it was like, I said I would see it in theaters because Predator, big
Yeah,
action
yeah.
sci-fi movie, but like want to see some more from that. But yeah, this was like, all right, I don't need to see any more. I'm there. It was really good, and it's another one of these like original movies. All three of these movies were all originals. No,
Hmm.
nothing based
Hmm.
on IP or anything like that. So it was like exciting. It was like, what is this gonna be? And like that's
Yeah.
the overall theme I think for me for these top three is like you watch these, you're like, I don't know what it's about. I'm excited, me personally, and ultimately I think that's what the trailer and teaser are supposed to
Yeah.
do.
And maybe Sinners will make it into my top three. I said it depends on the day. Now that we're talking about Sinners, it is such a good trailer.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now let's go to the opposite here. Name your catfish trailer. You had to have seen the movie, so obviously
Hmm.
make the
Hmm.
connection. So name the trailer that you were catfished by the most.
And this is gonna be an interesting one because mine is Companion.
Ah.
I I got when I watched Companion, I was I don't want to say insulted a little bit by the teaser, but the thing that bothered me and this might be a little spoiler, so just careful. But like the thing that bothered me is in some of the quick cuts in the teaser that we had a lot of discussion on of like, oh, what's this? It was actually either like imagined in somebody's head scenarios, or it was like a memory sequence that was changing. And so it wasn't something that was actually happening in the movie. It was like essentially a flashback or somebody imagining something happening. And I felt like that was sort of a bait and switch. So when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, like these aren't things in the movie. These are things that like are in somebody's head that they're thinking at the moment. Which I don't know. It just felt like it was a different movie because it was almost like I really enjoyed the teaser, but then when I watched the movie, it felt like, oh, this is a different movie than the teaser was saying it was. And so I enjoyed watching the movie. I'm not saying, but like I just don't think the teaser was a good representation of what to expect. I think it did its job to pull people in, but then when you get there, it's like there's this Sean Patrick Shanley play called Pillow Man, and if you just know the title of it, you're like, and like it involves children's stories. It's a play. If that's all you know is the title and involves some children's stories, you might be like, oh, like this is a fun thing to take your kids to. Like it's set in a future dystopia, and the plot essentially is somebody is carrying out like murders that match each children's story. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to like find the murderer. And then it gets super, super dark. It's like one of the darkest plays I've ever seen.
But how do you? I think that's.
And it just
I mean,
like
I get what you're saying there, but your expectations were different. But like, I think plays are different, and that's definitely a conversation to have because like, how do people decide what plays to see? Like, what's
usually
a deciding
they
factor?
read like they read either they know
because there's no trailer for a play.
The writer of it, but usually there's a synopsis type thing for a play. This play is about this, Okay. But I'd say, I guess the thing for me that was catfished feeling about the companion teaser is it made me want to see that movie that was in the teaser, and then when I watched it, that wasn't the movie.
But don't you want? I mean, I think that's what makes the teaser and the movie. I mean, here's the thing: you could watch liking a movie ultimately versus being disappointed. It's like I think two different things. Like grant a good movie, liking a movie is subjective. I think that's what makes that teaser really good because it just changed all your expectations of it. It's like, oh, there's no humor in the teaser whatsoever. There's a lot of humor in the movie itself.
Yeah,
so we weren't expecting that. And you thought the movie initially, if I remember, like you thought the movie, you were on the fence about seeing the movie. And I can't recall if you said theaters or stream it, but like, you're like, this looks scary. Like you thought it was like kind of a horror movie. And I
thought it was like a kidnapping movie potentially.
Yeah. But I felt like there was like, you were like, thought like, that's not really my bag. It seems kind of scary and all that. And it's not really scary. It's
just,
and I think that trailer kind of like, and maybe you don't like to, granted you don't like to be catfished by things.
It's similar to like, as I think we've talked about this, like Seeking for a Friend for the End of the World or something. Mm-hmm. Like one of the first trailers was pure kind of comedy is how they spun it. And then I went and saw it, and it has some humor in it, but it's like super depressing. Like, but I cried at the end of that movie.
I think that's good because then you're not. I feel like a trailer that sort of tricks you can be good. I think there's pros and cons to it.
Okay, so I have a question. If you saw like a menu for a restaurant and it was like a steakhouse, and you're like, yeah, like I'm really in a mood for steak, and then you went to the restaurant and it was just all vegetarian options, but they like got you to go to the restaurant and it's really good vegetarian, would you be disappointed or okay with it?
Wait, it's a steakhouse. It's got to have steak.
No. That's just the menu. That's how they get you there. They have one steak that actually is made out of tofu, but it looks like a steak, and they had that on the menu and said it was steak.
Yeah, I would be disappointed.
I feel like that's the scenario. I'm like, I know I made a very large leap, but like, I, I, I use trailers to say like, oh, this is a movie I'll want to watch. And so if the movie isn't at least representative of like what I'm getting into, then I don't know. I guess that's my catfish kind of feel.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
again, that's the conceit of the whole idea of like, oh, you were catfished by a trailer and
Yeah.
all that. But like, I guess on the flip side of it for me is like, I think that worked because I was much more surprised. And I can give you an example of one that I was sort of catfished, but I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
turned off by it. And this is not on my list, but Friendship. The remember the Friendship trailer? That
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. You
that
saw
one,
it. You saw it.
I saw it. Yeah, I
Okay.
saw it, and there were moments in the trailer. I don't know if you remember, where it's like there's like these close up, slow zoom in on like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Which I
two
assumed
character
was
where
like
he's like
dreaming, like a dream sequence
yeah,
in his head.
yeah, but then he's like the trailer almost creates these suspicions for him, like he's thinking, oh,
Oh
is my
yeah.
wife
Yeah.
having an affair with Paul Rudd's character? Because
Yeah.
there's these like tight close ups, the way it's put together.
Oh yeah. And him
You're
like
sort of
jumping
like
over the
one, two,
fence. And yeah.
yeah, and so you think like, oh, maybe he's his wife, he's this next door neighbor that he wants to be friends with is actually not really a good friend because he's cheated on his wife and all the way they're looking at each other on this talk show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's this shot of like Paul Rudd giving this like wink and a smirk, and the way it's put together in that pattern, you're like, oh, Paul Rudd's a bad character. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but when you see the movie, it's actually not that.
Oh man. Yeah.
But like I was fine with that. Like I was expecting something else, but it didn't turn me off. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like in my head, I
that
was
would
like,
have
all
turned
right,
me
well,
off. That would have turned me off.
Paul Rudd, Paul Rudd's a bad character because he's cheating on his wife. Like no, like that's not a plot point.
Interesting.
That's they manufactured
See, but
that in the
that's like-
trailer, and I think it worked because that trailer kind of like, whoa, what is this going on? It's really about the character and just like how narcissistic and obnoxious he is, and just like he just cannot relate to people properly.
Have you seen?
But I
have
think
you
the
seen-
trailer, they did a good job of it.
Have you seen the re-edit of the Shining trailer to be a like
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
family like
Yeah.
comedy? Like you can, I mean, that's the art of trailer editing. You can make it be something different than it is. I guess in my mind, I like my trailers to be a little more like
In line
what
of
you're
what the
getting,
movie's
in
gonna
line of
be.
what you're getting, because it's giving you a taste, and I just like to have a taste without
But what
misdirection.
specifically though, going back to like, I mean,
Companion.
yeah, like the companion.
You mentioned the opening, the
Oh, you-
vault
'cause, okay,
with
you were
the-
talking
with
about, like, the-
with the cash, and then somebody getting shot is in the
yeah,
trailer.
all part of the plot.
There's-
I mean, all
there's-
part of the plot.
but that's the dream sequence in somebody's head. That's not actually happening.
Wait, what? The vault of the money?
No, the gun,
Yeah.
the gun, and somebody getting shot with that was actually a dream sequence moment. That specific shot.
Which where
Iris has a gun and shoots. No, sorry, the reverse. Iris gets shot. In that moment, that's a
what-
dream
she-
sequence in her head.
she does. Okay,
and
but
then
like the,
and then there's and then like the
but wait, when the boyfriend is holding the gun,
yeah,
and
boyfriend's holding
he
the gun.
shoots her there. I mean, I haven't seen it since theater.
Again, it's yeah, no, it's like,
But, like,
her
here's the thing.
imagining, and
But,
then
like,
and
but
then
the
the
trailer
dance
doesn't
sequences. In the
trailer-
teaser. Yeah.
the trailer doesn't show her getting shot. If that's what happens in the movie, I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember if it shows. I thought
Like,
it
he's just
did, or
pointing
like
the
he
gun.
like points the gun. But so he's pointing the gun at her there in that, like, with the cash. Then there's the moments with the dancing sequences and people changing costumes, and like that's in the movie, but that's not it. Again,
You're
it's
thrown
like
off because
related
it's-
to people's memory, and it's not. It's like implied that it's things that are happening real time and not in people's head. But nothing.
That stuff
said,
worked
I
for me,
agree.
'cause I
Like
was
the
like, I
the
like that
misdirection.
it didn't explain
yeah.
like, hey, this is a dream, or no, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a manufactured memory. I think that's what helps. But
Yeah, I mean, I think
you
it's,
want
I think
things
it's-
more like you want things more like, okay, I want it as it is, just so
No, but I
it's
want it to
safe for
be-
me.
I want
You
no,
want
but
it
I
safe?
want it to be representative of what I'm getting and not misdirection. Unless, and this is my caveat, unless it's misdirection like the Superman trailer, which I actually thought was better after seeing the movie. Even I enjoyed it in of itself because it like it added the humor in the movie when you watched it that you didn't get fully in the teaser. But I
Okay.
enjoyed the teaser a lot, and the teaser was still on point with what the movie was. That I guess to me, yeah, I guess I just don't like the misdirection. Like the thing with friendship, as you said, like that would have bugged me, being like, oh, well, why did they put that in the teaser other than to misdirect people?
Okay. All
You
right.
had an honorable mention. You want to jump? You have an honorable mention.
Oh
I've
wait, no,
got like
I didn't
oh
talk about my catfish.
I thought friendship was your
No,
catfish.
no, I was saying
Oh,
I no a friendship wasn't my catfish one.
okay. So what
Because
was your
I
catfish?
liked cat. So I
You like catfish? Me
no
too.
no no I
It's a good
liked.
fish, you
It's
know, lightly
pretty good
sautéed
fried.
with yeah, battered.
No, like so I guess did you like Companion at the end of it all? No.
I thought it was interesting. It
Okay.
wasn't like my favorite movie, but I was like, okay, this is different and it's interesting. But I like, yeah,
But you still felt it catfished you, even though you okay. So
yeah.
like you weren't like disappointed in the movie. Okay.
No, no.
So that one was different because again,
I think
you
I
said
said it
you'd
probably
stream
like
it. You
yeah,
did stream it, so it wasn't like one that you were like really pumped up, excited
yeah,
to see,
yeah.
and then you're like, okay. So it was like, okay. For me, my catfish trailer again. I picked a movie that I said I would see it in theaters. I was excited to see it, but ultimately the movie just like sucked, and it
Mission
wasn't.
Impossible.
No,
No.
no. Megan 2.0.
Oh,
I think
okay.
is one of the biggest catfish trailers
Because it's like
of
a
the year.
comedy on the trailer.
No, no. I mean,
Because
uh,
you thought it was a good movie.
no, it wasn't a good movie. So I'm assuming you've never seen either the original
I haven't
or the
seen
original
either the
trailer
original or this,
or
but
the
I've seen. But I mean, I
or
remember the Megan 2.0 trailer.
okay.
It was
So
like it's like the bitch is back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So why this catfish me is because it took like it presented itself to be sort of like a Terminator 2 esque type sequel instead of like repeating the first one. It's like okay,
Hmm.
there's a deranged android doll killing people. You know, it's more horror
Yeah.
skewed,
Yeah.
sci-fi horror. This one is like okay, hey, we're bringing you back, but we need your help. And
Yeah.
she became good and joined forces with the humans to help fight against the more powerful threat, the newer android and the sequel. And it's like the way trailer was put together. And again, it's not a one-to-one like
Yeah.
Terminator 2 like but like it all the elements of it like really worked and I was sold on like okay we're gonna get like a T2S trailer where like you know he comes in and does something different, makes it an action movie. You know the villain now becomes the good guy and all that, and the movie sucked. It was boring. The climactic head-to-head battle between like Megan and the Amelia, which was the villain android, was like super underwhelming. There was no sort of like moment in the movie where like Megan is like dying or you know there's no like come out from the ashes and come back and rescue.
Universal Soldier style
No,
of
like
like coming up
yeah, or
during the
like even in
rain and
T2, like you think T2 in the climax, like
Mhm.
the T1000 just like defeats the T800, and you're like, oh, geez, how is he gonna come back? Like
There's
this
no
just
what is it Midnight of the Soul, right? Or Dark Knight of the Soul. Dark Knight of the
yeah,
Soul,
there's
which is
none of that. It was just like the Megan just was like sort of like never really died or was like oh it just easily comes back to life all over again. And I think ultimately what happened like the movie was just so underwhelming. I enjoyed the first Megan. First one was fun. You know, I wasn't looking for like oh I want a sequel. Like let's
hmm
get a
hmm
sequel to this. It was like oh this came out, saw the trailer, like oh all right, I see what they're trying to do. Let's do it. But I think ultimately what it was is like the agency who put together the trailer probably was like, oh, let's spin this to be like a Terminator 2 type trailer. Make it in that sort of like
so
present
what
this
you're
vibe and
saying
like
is you were they presented the trailer or teaser in a way that was a misconception to what the actual movie was, and you were disappointed that they deceived you into thinking it was something
well,
else.
but here's the thing. The movie was bad. Is what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, yeah.
the movie sucked. It was
So,
not
so what you're saying is
fun.
the well, so did the editors
That's why I
be
was
like, we're gonna
asking it.
do a T2000, or were the editors like, oh man, this movie sucks, but I bet we could make a good trailer and get people to see it?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. The trailer they threw in like the Britney Spears
Yeah, yeah,
song,
yeah,
and like they played it. I was like, oh, this they're doing something different. They're not just like rehashing,
yeah.
Megan 1.0. So I think that was like for me the biggest catfish. Kids again, like I was excited to see the movie, and the movie was not what it was they sold me to. But again, I see your point of like, oh, you got
Yeah.
into the point. I guess more I was like, that's why I was asking if you liked Companion or not,
Yeah,
or
but I
like
did. I
what
mean,
kind of.
I enjoyed the movie. I watched the whole thing. I like thought
Yeah,
there were good
yeah,
moments and everything. Yeah, it was just
yeah.
different than I was expecting. You want to jump into
Do you have
some
any
like
honorable mentions?
honorable mentions or special? I have like some sort of special ones. So I have like
Go ahead.
I have the one that surprised me the most, which was Heads of State.
All
Oh,
right, so like, hold on. So what defines surprised you the most? Like the
like I
trailer
thought that
was
the trailer was like mediocre good,
okay,
and then the movie I was like highly enjoyed.
okay,
And so yeah, we Heads of State, like to me it was almost a nod to a past like Jack Lemmon movie that existed, where it's like somebody's out to get the two, presidents and blah blah, or in the Jack Lemmon, I think it's like two past presidents. And it had some comedy, but it was like it had some laugh moments and I enjoyed it, but I was like, oh, I feel like they're pushing it a little bit, but they've got a good chemistry. And when I watched it, I got to say, it had some of the best action directing that I've seen in a long. Just the action, like all of the action sequences were really fun and like creative and interesting, and they like were very smoothly done, which for like an action comedy is not always the case. And there was a lot of just like really funny moments, and the chemistry was really good, and yeah, and there was like it was like almost more action than comedy, even though it was a comedy.
hmm
And the trailer like did a good job, but it wasn't. When I watched the film, I was like, oh, like I don't know how, but they probably could have made the trailer or the teaser better, just because they had so much to pull from.
cool.
Yeah. So that caught me by surprise. And then I have one other, but do you want to do your honorable mention, or you want me to do my other
Just go
sort of
ahead.
like
You go
my
yours.
other one is like, and this wasn't a surprise. We delved deeply into this one, but it's the worst trailer teaser, even if you could call it that one, which was the Sweet Idleness, which was like
Okay.
the AI directed, the first
Oh
AI
yeah.
directed film. But it like we talk a lot about like teaser and trailer and length of it. So you're like, what makes a teaser? What makes a trailer? And first of all, this didn't conform to either of them. And then like it didn't. The length was like not any standard length for either a teaser or a trailer.
hmm
It it used text and words, except for it actually made it worse by using the text and the word. Like it, if you strung together the spoken word and the text that they put on screen, like if you were trying to decode it, it actually got more confusing. It's like this 99% in this, and it's just like that makes no sense. Like it makes no sense. And then they're purporting AI as this great thing, and there are all of these AI glitches in it. It was an embarrassment for the teaser trailer genre. That like
I
yeah.
honestly don't consider that a real thing, but
No, no, no. I mean,
so was it.
but here's the thing. But they put it out for a
Oh yeah,
movie.
no, that's true.
Like
That's true.
that's the thing is like anything that's put out is considered it. It's like it wasn't so badly done that it was funny or amusing. It was just so badly done, and that I just like.
What would have been a better version?
I mean, I have no idea what the movie is, but like something that was coherent. Like people you like I feel like we talk about this, and it wasn't like the trailer I don't believe was put together by AI. Maybe it was, but like thought goes into these teasers and trailers. There's marketing. There's like what is the story you're telling, and it felt like this failed at all of them.
Yeah, I think with teasers it's hard to like again like you don't know the story like go to Companion, look at
Yeah,
Companion, or even look at I'm trying to think of another teaser, Bring Her Back. It's just like you don't know the story, so
yeah,
like
but you get a sense of it. I don't know. I mean, Bring Her Back was my number one, so like I thought they did a good job. What's your honorable mention?
my honorable mention being like oh this would have been in my top three but it didn't for whatever reason. The Monkey, the Red Band
Oh,
trailer that we
okay,
watched.
okay.
That trailer was bonkers. It had
Yes.
great editing with its song choice. It's a horror movie, horror comedy. It's just like it throws it all in. It shows a lot. And I think that's sort of like what takes it out of my top. because it just shows so much. And I think that's probably because it's a red band. They're like, all right, we could show all the gore, all the
Yeah,
kills,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
blood we want. But I think it's cut together so well. It's very playful with the editing and how things cut with the music. It's fun. It's just these sequences that it's all about building suspense, and you're like, what's gonna happen? No, this is gonna happen. No,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
this.
yeah.
And but yeah. Okay, cool. So we did our honorable. Do you have any other honorable
No,
mentions?
those. I mean, there are a lot of fun ones in there. I think.
I did have a question.
Okay.
Um, we did 35 episodes of this. We had the idea of like, oh, let's break down some trailers and talk about them and see if
Hmm.
whether or not we would see them based on the trailer. But do you think what we're doing is too judging a book by its cover? Like, do you
Well,
think that's sort of wrong?
what do you mean? What do you like? What do you mean by that in this sense? Because I feel like what they're doing is they're doing like a selected like excerpts. They're giving excerpts of a book. We're not necessarily looking at just the cover because the cover is the poster, right? I guess I would say like the poster and the log line is the cover. This is I don't know. I mean, I
But a
think
book,
yeah.
I mean, I think yes, I'm not the literal phrase of judging a book by its
Yeah.
cover, judging the poster. Like movies are a visual medium. There's audio and
Yeah. Yeah.
there's moving images. So the trailer is the equivalent of a book's excerpt, right?
Yeah.
So, and even a book, you don't judge it by its cover. You're like, I'm not gonna read it. You maybe read the back and it's like, oh, this sounds interesting. The back of the book is the quote unquote equivalent of a teaser or a trailer. So I'm just wondering, like, oh, like is this too? Are we just being too negative about it? Like, oh, like we're
But it's
judging.
I mean, I think it fits to what we've talked about where the teaser, the trailer are ads, right? At some level. They're the pitch to get people to go see the movie. And we are just saying, is it successfully doing its job? I mean, if
Mhm.
uh we we might be judging a book by its cover, but the point of a cover is to be interesting enough to get somebody to pick up the book and open it up, right? I mean, the cover is an ad at some level. I don't think we're not judging the movie because we're
Yeah.
not saying, hey, oh, I watched this Superman teaser and the Superman movie is bad because XYZ. We're saying, is this doing the job it's built for? I think. So I think,
Yeah. No, yeah.
yeah,
I was just, I guess, looking at it from like the
devil's
devil's
advocate.
advocate of just the other side of it. It's like, well, are we really just are we being too pessimistic across? I mean, granted,
I
I
mean,
said
but we've
I
seen we
said like
say
half of the movies I
yeah,
see
yeah.
them in theaters. So, but I was just trying to look at the flip side of it. I was like, are we sort of just being too negative about it and just
But
should we be
I think
more
there are
open?
some movies. I think, but as we've known from the catfished one, I think there are some movies where we've been convinced to go see it when it actually isn't a good movie. That I think. I mean, I guess I'm gonna rephrase because I think maybe we are doing that judging a book by its cover, but that is the point of the cover. It's all
Yeah.
marketing. It's similar to like
Mm-hmm.
packaging for a toy. If you can't play with the toy and you're walking down the aisle at a toy store, like what makes you want to play with the toy? Whatever, one or two liners on the outside, the packaging, you can
Mm-hmm.
see the toy through it, but you can't touch it. Like, does that get you interesting? And
Mm-hmm.
I think they do it in different ways. Like, you know, um, Exploding Kittens, that like board game, right?
Yeah.
You ever play like
I can't remember. I think I've played it once. I can't remember.
I own it. I love the game. That was their first game they came out with, but they've come out with I don't know a dozen others, and part of their pitch is like these are the people who did Exploding Kittens, almost like this by the director who did this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yeah.
does make me go like I'll check this out because I really like that game, and so they've
Mm-hmm.
got like they have a fun twist on it that I think it's all marketing, including the
Yeah.
book cover.
Yeah. Well, going back
Yeah.
to your toy metaphor, toys have commercials, right? And you're
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
oh, that's sort of like, oh, that looks cool. I want to get that GI Joe or that Star Wars or whatever it is. But like, I don't know when they started it, they probably had to do it because they probably got sued. Now they have like legal disclaimers like lasers do not shoot out of the eyeballs of this toy. But I'm
Yes.
wondering, like, going back to your companion, you got catfish. Do you want disclaimers on your trailers? Like, hey, this scene is from a dream sequence. Do not.
I mean, there are congressional bills going out about, or state bills about labeling something as being AI generated. You know, is this real? I think I wouldn't mind. This is just me, but it would be very silly if like they used a shot that wasn't in the film in the teaser trailer, that there was like something that denoted this isn't actually in the movie. I think if the specific shot isn't in, but like the scene is in there, I don't mind. But like if they just like you hypothesized the opening shot for Anaconda where Jack Black knocks on the door and comes in, like, is that actually in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be interesting if it's not in the movie, because then it's like, okay, you're just playing about the genre of it, but you're not. What are you selling exactly? You're selling the feeling, not the movie, because it's not in the movie.
Yeah. All right. Looking ahead to 2026. We haven't done any teardowns for any
Yeah.
2026 movies. There's a lot of trailers on the list, so we'll have to regroup after the holidays and see what to dive into next. But is there anything that you're excited to see or looking
Oh God.
forward to
I
already for a 2026 movie that you saw that trailer and you're like, oh, I'm excited to see that? Or maybe you are aware of a new movie that's coming out that doesn't have a trailer. I could give you some examples.
No, no,
And
no.
if
I'm like tentative. So I auditioned for the. I'm pretty sure the Devil Wears Prada 2 and didn't get the role. Um, I think that would be an interesting sequel. Um, wait, really? Are they doing a new Masters of the Universe?
yes, Amazon is.
I think that might be probably something I'm looking forward to. And
Yeah.
I have to admit, they're doing a new Mario animated Mario Brothers movie,
Yeah,
and
the sequel and the first one
I
made 1 billion. So yeah.
I enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm looking forward to another Toy Story or another Minions. Um,
Did you
Definitely
see the
not
trailer
looking.
for the Super Mario sequel?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't seen
Okay.
the trailer for any of these. I'm just like, I would
Okay.
say I'm not a
There
fan.
there's no trailer
Oh,
for Masters of the Universe. There's a teaser for Toy Story 5. I haven't watched it.
I am looking forward to Spider-Man, because
New Spider-Man, yeah.
because it was such a cliffhanger on the last one that I'm like,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and I actually didn't enjoy the last one that much,
Oh,
but
really?
the one it's just with all the other Spider-Mans, it felt
Hmm.
very kind of tropey, and like the setup, I just really didn't like the setup of like, oh, I got to do this and you got to add this, and oh, you got to add this and you got to add this, and like that's what messed it up. And like clearly Doctor Strange should have been like, shut up, or like, no, I'm not going to do that, or like, let's talk about this ahead of time before I do some magic that like messes everything up. Like it was like such a dumb setup to me
Yeah, I thought it was
that
so silly. Like the when I remember the first trailer I saw of it of a No Way Home. It's like, oh, we're in Doctor Strange's basement doing. It's like, oh, don't do that. And it's like, oh, and I was like, what? Come on.
yeah.
But
That,
I
that
enjoyed once you get past that, it's like,
I
okay,
enjoyed it playing itself out. I just that it was just so poorly set up that I was like,
yeah,
you shouldn't work hard for people to do a lot of dumb things to get the movie going. In my mind,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah. How about you?
So I'll pick two. I'll pick a trailer that I've seen that's for a
Okay.
2026 movie that I'm looking forward to checking out, and maybe we can add this to our list or whatever. But The Bride, that was a really cool trailer.
Yeah, actually, I've seen that one. That's the one with Frankie and the Bride, right?
Yeah,
What's
with
his
Christian Bale. It's
Christian
like
Bale? Yeah, yeah. I saw the trailer. Yeah,
the trailer has just a really cool vibe to it, with the
yep,
music,
yep.
and it has like this very like stylistic feel to it. I dig it. Something, you know, I don't. Is it a remake of Frankenstein and the Bride, or is it just some sort of like original? It just sort of seems like it's something doing something different from existing IP or of characters and so forth. So that looks cool. Steven Spielberg, he has a new movie coming out next summer, currently titled The Dish.
Okay,
There's no trailer, there's no teaser, there's no images
okay.
for it.
Not to be
Not
confused with the Menu that came out last year.
correct. Yeah, the title's not that exciting, and maybe it changes. It just doesn't feel like a Spielberg title.
It could be a play off of what is it like? Something is a dish best served cold. What is it? Not
No, well, here, let
revenge.
me
Revenge
again.
is a dish best served cold.
Yeah, I don't think so. The only connection that I have that maybe so not much is known about the movie other than it's about UFOs or a
Okay.
UFO. So it's a
Okay.
sci-fi movie. There's
Oh,
not
the dish like a flying saucer. Okay.
maybe yeah. Um, so that's it. That's all that's out there. There's no images, no nothing. There's obviously a cast like Emily Blunt's in it.
I hope ET's in it.
Coleman Domingo, I think he might be in it too. So
Oh, he's good. He's
nice,
great.
nice cast.
Yeah.
Spielberg. So here's the thing, like, pretty much anything that Spielberg does in the sort of action, adventure, sci-fi, popcorn movie realm is like an instant ticket buy. Like for me, that's just like
I mean,
hands down.
he did Ready Player One, right?
No, so
He did
for me,
AI.
for me,
Yeah. I
for
mean,
me,
I'll
like,
see.
I mean,
I'll
like
see it. I'll
he's
see
got
it. But
his
like,
batting average for me. It's
yes,
like,
yes.
boom, like he's the goat. So I mean, and also it's been 4 years since his last movie, which was The Fablemans, and then
I
8
did
years.
really enjoy the Fablemans.
Fableman's good. And then 8 years since his last popcorn action sci-fi movie, which was Ready Player
Ready Player
One.
One.
So it's
Yeah.
been a while since he's played in this
I just rewatched Ready Player
sandbox.
One. I still think the book is so much better, but it's an
Oh,
enjoyable
yeah,
movie. But the book is
100%.
so good. Yeah.
So good. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I might have to revisit that this year. But yeah, I wasn't like in love with it. But you know, it's you see Spielberg, right? So excited about that. For that. So obviously we'll have to when that first teaser or trailer comes out, we'll have to dive into it. But yeah, looking forward to
Cool.
2026.
Yes. And you know, thank you for listening through 2025 and all the various things. Had a lot of fun kind of in analyzing teaser trailers, thinking about it much more than I think I normally do, which gives insight too, and like makes me now every time I see a teaser trailer, I like think about different things, and it's kind of cool. It's like
Yeah.
pulling back the curtain. You can't. Oh, that's
You can
weird
close the
phrasing.
curtain.
Unpull
You
the
can clo-
curtain. And
You can close it back.
yeah, but once you've seen what's behind the curtain, I think is the Wizard of Oz is not real. Oh, Wicked, the new Wicked's coming out.
It already came out.
Did it?
Yes,
Man,
November.
I'm behind. Wicked for Good.
But yeah, we'll plan to put out some more episodes in the new year, and we got to do one of our retro episodes where we
Yes.
look back at like
Anaconda
trailers
1997.
yes.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So all right, cool. Thanks for
Awesome.
listening.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. All those things.